Hello again and welcome to At the Roundtable. I'm Steve Kine with the City of Enid. Thank you for joining us today. I have two very special guests, and we're going to be talking about Operation Christmas Child, and you're going to see a shoebox. It's all too familiar, but we're going to find out what the shoebox is all about and how you can participate this year in Operation Christmas Child. To my immediate left is Kate, is it?
DeWall.
DeWall, okay. I just want to make sure I get it right. DeWall. And she has a role at First Baptist Church, and we'll talk about Kay's role in just for a few moments. And also the Church Relations Coordinator is Janice Burns. Welcome, both of you. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you for asking us.
As we talk about Operation Christmas Child. I don't know about you, but here we are talking about Operation Christmas Child, and it was like, weren't we just doing this last year? These calendars, these years used to be 12 months. I think they're closer to 8 months long now.
They go really fast.
Something like that. Well, Kay, first with you. Tell us about your involvement in this ministry, if you will, and First Baptist Church.
Okay. Well, First Baptist Church has probably been participating about 20 years in Operation Christmas Child. I am a ministry assistant there. And so my role is just kind of helping coordinate and assist, get the information out to our congregation about Operation Christmas Child. And the role that First Baptist has played in it is, at the beginning, we just asked people to participate if they wanted to.
Sure.
Then as it kind of became a tradition after years, and then the past year we tried something new called a packing party at our church, and we collected items throughout the year, and then came together, had a little fellowship, because when you're Baptist you have to eat. So we ate and we packed a shoebox, and we provided the shoeboxes for them last year, and then they just went through almost an assembly line of taking some of the items that the church had purchased, some of the basic items like soaps and combs and stuff like that, and then they added some more of the items that they brought and made it their special box. And then every year on the Sunday before we take them to the distribution or to the collection spot, we pray over them as a church and pray for those children that are going to receive and their families that are going to receive a gift from a long ways away.
Right.
Cool.
Janice Burns is the Church Relations Coordinator, so that's a fancy and a long title, Janice, but what is your role in Operation Christmas Child? What is your role?
I'm part of an area team that it's called the Northwest Oklahoma City Area Team, but in reality it's the Northwest Quadrant of Oklahoma is what we cover, and excluding the Panhandle.
Okay.
And I visit with churches and just tell people about Operation Christmas Child.
Well, let's have you tell folks about Operation Christmas Child. My understanding, it's part of a ministry under Samaritan's Purse, and if you're familiar with the term Samaritan's Purse, you would recognize Franklin Graham, but you're also familiar with the term Operation Christmas Child, and especially the green and red shoebox as you see this. Okay, let's go back to the beginning if we can. This, I believe, started 25 years ago, but how did it start? Do you know whose idea this was?
Well, it started originally in Wales to help the orphans, to help the refugees in Bosnia, and Samaritan's Purse took it on about 3 years later, and since then we have distributed 157 million shoeboxes around the world to children in need.
I was going to say, you said million. 157 million shoeboxes. That's impressive.
Yes.
And it's got to be rewarding to know that it started as an idea to meet this need, and now it's meeting this need, if you will. So, well, thank you for that information. Okay, how to pack a box. We have box options. We'll talk about where you can go to get a box. There's the traditional green and red box. It's plastic, and then there's a cardboard box, and then you have these clear plastic box that I guess you can purchase as well. So how, Kay, help us out. How do you pack for a boy or girl?
All right. Well, what you have in front of you here is a shoebox. It can be one that you already had at your house. It could be cardboard rather than plastic. You could go to any local store that sells plastic boxes and buy
Okay.
one very inexpensively. And
It just has to have a lid.
it just has to have a lid. And actually, the lid that separates off of it's probably a little bit better than the closed
Sure.
lid. I don't know.
Either one would be
Either
fine.
one. So I've packed one here for a boy. There's age groups that are, they've broken them down into 2 to 4, 5 to 8, 9,
5 to 9,
okay, and then 10 to 14.
Let me,
So-
let me stop you right there, ladies. Where can we go on a website to say, okay, you already mentioned that it's boys and it's girls and that it's by ages. After this show and people are at work or on the weekend, they're on the internet, where can they go to find out this information about Operation Christmas Child?
You can go to Samaritan's Purse.
Okay.
.org /OCC.
Okay.
And you can get information on follow your box. If you want to find out where the box goes, they can give you a follow your box label, simpler like this. They can tell you what to pack in the shoebox. They can tell you all kinds of different things.
Great. So it's SamaritansPurse.org/OCC for Operation Christmas Child. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that
No,
introduction.
no, that's
back
great.
Back to your. You got a boy or
That's
girl
great.
box that you said. You know, this year we're going to provide gifts for a boy. So.
So Janice mentioned the Operation Christmas Child website, and on that it even lists some suggestions for, and it asks you to put things in like personal hygiene items, clothing, accessories, toys. So it has a lot of good suggestions by age. One of the suggestions could be stickers, craft items, sunglasses. This is really cool. I put the water bottle so that they can use a water bottle. But in the water bottle, to get more junk in here, I've got pencils and pens that they would use. Also, you need to make sure, someplace in here I stuck a sharpener too. So if you're going to send pencils, send them also a sharpener in the box so that they can
Sure.
sharpen those pencils.
Nothing like having a new pencil
Right.
and okay.
That's right.
Well, I guess they could whittle away.
Right, a toy. Here's a jump rope, toothbrush.
Always important.
This is kind of a fun toy, and I left this one in the packaging. Sometimes I tear the packaging off. I wouldn't for a toothbrush, obviously, but if there's bulky packaging, I tear it off so that it, like in this car, in these little machines, so that it more fits in the box. So I didn't know if they would know what a yo-yo was and how to use it, so it kind of told on the back. So that's why I left that one on. Underwear, balloons, a package of balloons.
So I guess it's safe to say there's all kinds of options. It's just either boy
absolutely.
or either girl, but with the age categories that you have.
So this would be great for about a grade school age child. I think this would be good for the 5 to 8 year old
Okay.
pack.
I was really glad that you included school supplies because lots of times in the countries that we give shoe boxes to, they cannot go to school unless they have their own school supplies.
So Janice, tell us, how do we get a box? Kay said we can go to the store to buy one, but there's the traditional green and red cardboard box. Now I know like Chick-fil-A in town has boxes as well. Hobby Lobby. Are there churches to go to, or where can a person get these traditional boxes, if you will?
A lot of times churches have boxes that they order from SamaritansPurse.org.
Okay.
And you can buy those, of course, but getting just the boxes around town, I know Ruth's Christian Bookstore has a few, and just different churches around town that have them.
If you get a box, purchase one, or even just go this route, we want to talk about the collection date, which is later on in November. But do you have to take the box back to where if you got it from a particular church, do you have to take the box back to them, or do they just give it to you? Or how does that work?
Well, usually,
In a perfect world, what would you like to see happen?
usually the person who has made the box will take it back to their home church.
Okay.
And the home church will bring it to a distribution,
Okay, I see.
to a drop site. We have 2 drop sites this year, and one being Bethlehem Baptist Church, which was last year. We had that church, and then this year we have a new one, West Willow Community Church, that's kind of on the corner of Oakwood and Willow, that they collect boxes. So they are citywide drop sites that churches, individuals, businesses, organizations, anyone who has packed a shoebox can bring their shoebox there. We gather them up, put them in cartons, and take them to our central drop-off location in Oklahoma City.
And then from Oklahoma City, it goes where?
To a processing center. We have 2 in this area, one being in Denver and the other being in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And at the processing center, they will remove the fee, the $9 that's usually in each shoebox, and make sure that there's nothing in the shoebox that cannot be in the shoebox.
Okay.
Yeah, that's almost as important as what goes in the shoebox. You could put glue sticks, for instance, but not liquid glue.
Right.
No liquid products, no medications, no food products, no candy, those types of things.
Yeah, no candy and no toothpaste.
But again, we encourage you to go to SamaritansPurse.org/OCC, and you can get the list of recommended items in case you're wondering, should I do this or not? It would have that recommended items. Well, let's talk about tracking the box. We've got the box, and we got it to the distribution center. Mm-hmm. It goes past Dallas and Denver or wherever, and it's off around the globe. How can I track my box? Either one of you address that. I want to know that it goes to Kosovo or something. Oh, that's possible, right? That's an option. So how does that happen?
Operation Christmas Child sends the shoeboxes to 160 countries and territories around the world. So we never know exactly where our shoebox is going to go unless we get something that's called a Follow Your Box tracking label. Whenever you put the label on your shoebox about whether it's a boy or a girl and what age group is designated, you can go to your computer and go to SamaritansPurse.org and do the steps that it tells you to do and get a Follow Your Box label like this one and mark whether it's for a boy or a girl and what age group and put it on your box. When you do that, you pay your $9 online, and when you do that, then you can bring it up on your computer and it'll tell you where your shoebox has gone.
Interesting. Now, Kay, Janice just mentioned something, all this online, this information online. Can you build a box online? We're talking about physically doing it, but how about on the computer? How does that work?
Absolutely. Also at the SamaritansPurse.org website, OCC, you can go in there and there's tabs in there to purchase items for the shoebox and build your own box. And it'll have the items there. It gives the price of each item, so you can make it as cheap as you want or as expensive as you want, and then also do your tracking.
You can. Usually building a shoebox online is a standard $25 fee. So for the $25 you can build the shoebox, choose your items, and send it off.
It'd be interesting to know how many physical boxes show up versus online, and I'm sure they know the number.
They do.
I'm sure they know the number. Well, the National Collection Week, we want to remind everybody, even though Christmas, that's way down the road. Well, this has to take place long before Christmas, long before Thanksgiving, folks. So, procrastinators, here we go. But the National Collection Week for these boxes is November 12th through the 19th. That's the middle of November. So we got to get our act together and get this stuff done early. It's important to note that different organizations, they have different collection dates that they're going to receive this, but the national date is November 12th through the 19th. So it's important if you go to a particular church, be sure and check with them on their collection date, because remember, they're going to take it and get it to Janice, and Janice is going to get it to Denver and Dallas-Fort Worth. And so everybody has their dates, and I know they're like Chick-fil-A, they have a reception date as well. That's a little different than the national date, but it's earlier, so you want to keep that in mind. This National Collection Week, can you just kind of tell us what goes on around, let's say, around the U.S.? Is it just chaos? Or?
No, actually it's not. There's over 5,000 national collection sites in the United States. And whenever the shoebox comes to the drop site, it's put in bigger cartons,
Right.
and then it's taken to the central drop-off site, which in our case is in Oklahoma City. From Oklahoma City, it's loaded on big semi-trailer trucks and taken to Dallas. And Dallas, they go through the boxes, and nothing is removed. The box is kept essentially intact. And then they have a strip of tape that they put around the box, and that strip of tape doesn't come off of that box until it is in the hands of the child. And when it goes from that processing center, it'll go by sea container, it'll go by ships, it'll go by airplanes, it'll go by trains, wherever it needs to go to get to the people that the children that it needs to get to. And when the shoe boxes are handed to the child, and I want everyone to know this is not just a gift. With the shoe box comes a booklet that tells the children about Jesus Christ. And they have an opportunity to go through a 12-week discipleship lesson that helps them to grow their faith and to know how to share Jesus Christ with people around them. So it's not just impacting that one child. It's impacting from 7 to 10 people who receive this shoebox because it spreads. It's a tangible gift of God's love to a child in need.
Well said. Times 157 million.
Yes.
That's the number that just
Yes.
wows me to know the impact.
Yes.
Well, ladies, we're about to close our little visit today. A contact number that people can reach out to is 580-554-6162. That number's on the screen, as you can see it, 580-554-6162. Kay, you had mentioned that First Baptist has been involved in this for 20-some years. How rewarding is it for you personally, being involved in Operation Christmas Child?
I think it's special to do it every year. When my children were little, they're all grown and away from home now. We participated as a family. We went to the store and picked items out for each of their boxes, and each child, planned for, do you want to give it to a little boy or a little girl? A lot of times we did it their age, somebody just like you. And so that brings back a lot of fond memories. And now I have 2 grandsons. And so this year I hope that I'm going to be participating with my grandsons in giving away a shoebox.
Very good. As we close out the show, Janice, let me ask you this. You're this church relations coordinator. How important, let me back up just to say this. How did you get involved in this coordinator role? Because it's a key role. It's very important because you're kind of connecting resources together. So how did you get involved?
Well, I had always felt that the Lord was leading me to do something special. And I went to an Operation Christmas Child drop site leaders meeting. And they had told me that there were volunteer opportunities available in our area. And this was one way that I could see that I could be a missionary. I could be a key figure in leading children to Christ by volunteering year-round. And so that's what I decided to do. And there are all kinds of year-round and seasonal volunteer opportunities available for Christmas Child. So it just touched my heart, and I took steps and became a church relations coordinator.
And it's happening.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, ladies, thank you both. Again, a special guest, Kay DeWalt from First Baptist Church here in Enid, and her role in coordinating that effort, and also Janice Burns, the church relations coordinator for Operation Christmas Child. Can you imagine 157 million shoe boxes have been distributed out the world? Talk about making a difference. So thank you both for being here today, because I wanted to give people the opportunity to understand what the shoebox is all about. and to participate. And remember, you can pack for a boy, you can pack for a girl. There's age groups. You include the $9 for shipping. There's all kinds of options. So go to SamaritansPurse.org/OCC, and you'll learn all the things that we've been talking about on Christmas Child. Your church may want to get involved, your school group may want to get involved, or you personally may want to send a shoebox around the globe. So, ladies, thank you again.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
Thanks
work
for having
here
us.
in the community. And thank you for watching us here today at the Roundtable. And we appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about Operation Christmas Child. And Christmas will be here before you know it. So thanks again for watching. Make it a great day.